guys, thanks for joining me. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, thank you for tuning in. If not, welcome back. I really appreciate you coming back. I mentioned in my last video that I wanted to do a video series where I review Chrissy Teigen's recipes in her cookbook, and I'm going to try to get through as many of them as possible. So my last video was a recipe review for the chicken gopral, which is like a chicken basil stir fry, and it was delicious. If you want to see that video, you can click here or find it in the about section below where I'll put a link for you. With that said, I also mentioned in my last video that this is more of a review series rather than a how-to. If any of these recipes look good to you, I highly recommend you go out and get Chrissy's book, Cravings. It is absolutely stunning and she does such a good job with it. I'm super excited for this next recipe, which is Crab Cakes Benedict with avocado recipe, and that's served on a bed of arugula. The first thing I'm going to do is make her fake Hollandaise sauce, and that will require some mayonnaise, sriracha, so pretty, and then some minced garlic, a bit of salt. I'm just going to eyeball this. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator until we're ready to use it. So next up, we're going to go ahead and get started with the crab cake. In this bowl, we're going to be mixing together 1 egg and then also some mayo and then sriracha, and goes some mustard. And then we're also going to put in some Worcestershire sauce, and I'm going to go ahead and whisk that up first. So in the egg mixture, we're going to add some salt, pepper, and then lastly our chives. Mix that in. Into that we're going to be adding the crab meat, and then after the crab meat we're going to put in our breadcrumbs and gently fold that in. Try not to break up the crab too much. It's coming together. So now that the crab mixture is combined, I'm going to make 4 patties and put them onto this plate. Just kind of get a little bit dirty here. So there's 1 patty. It does feel pretty moist, but the egg mixture was pretty liquidy itself too, so it could be from that. So there's number 2 and number 3 and the last one. And then I'm going to cover this up with some plastic wrap and put this in the refrigerator you're supposed to put it in for an hour. I'm not gonna do that because I didn't realize I had to put it in for an hour and it's pretty late. I'm starving. So I'm gonna put it in the freezer for like 5 minutes because that's the same thing as putting it in the refrigerator for an hour. Not really. Okay. Egg poaching time. To poach the egg, bring a large skillet of water to a simmer over high heat. I'm going to add some distilled vinegar to it and slip this in here. Egg number 2. Egg number 3. No, get away from that egg. Whew, that was close. Last egg. So we're going to cover that up and remove it from the heat. So right here. And just let that sit for 3 to 4 minutes until the whites are solid. So while the eggs sit, I'm going to go ahead and heat up the oil for the crab cakes. So you're supposed to let these sit in the refrigerator for an hour before putting into the oil. I'm impatient and didn't realize that. So if this doesn't work out, that's why. See? So that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and lift this. Slide that back over. Knock out. Ooh, scary. And then flip the other one. I am lining a plate with some paper towels to get that ready for the crab cake. So I think this one is ready. I'm going to go ahead and just take that one out. I don't like cooking with oil, by the way, guys. I rarely fry anything, so I'm quite the amateur with oil. It's too dark. So I think that the amount of oil that she calls for is like meant for a bigger pan. Mine is not that big, so there's like way too much oil in there, and I don't like cooking this way at all. I don't like cooking with this much oil to begin with. But hey, you gotta try. Alright, let's see the color on that. Pop that down. Pop that. Okay, turn this thing off because it's scary. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut my avocados. I'm going to whack it and twist, and you just kind of start peeling it back like so. She wants it sliced, so I'm just going to slice it like this. Alright, set that aside. Same thing with the other side. I'm going to go ahead and plate these. I'm going to put the arugula on the plate, and then top that with the avocados. Right, and then we're going to top it with our crab cakes. Just put that right in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to get our poached eggs here. I made it too hard. I left it in way too long. Oops. And flop that over it. In all fairness, the whites are solid. And we'll just put a bunch of Hollandaise on it. No one will know. So there it is. It actually looks really pretty. The moment of truth, the taste test. Let's dig into this and see how it is. I definitely overcooked the eggs because I left it in the water for way too long. Completely forgot about it because I was kind of taking care of the crab cakes. Now I know why Chrissy says to cook the crab cakes before the eggs, but that's okay. I bet it's still going to be super yummy. That's really good, even with the overcooked eggs. Overall, everything ties in really well, so I'm super happy with it. I would give this one an 8 out of 10. I think my favorite part out of this are the crab cakes. They turned out so well, even though it was a little bit scary to fry them in the fryer with all the oil on it. It was like splattering my face and all that. The outside of it has a light crisp to it, and then inside has texture, but it's not too soggy. So the crab cakes were absolutely amazing. I would definitely make this again sometime. I wouldn't say it's a light meal because the crab cakes are deep fried and there's like a bunch of mayo in this dish, but it feels a little bit lighter. And so for that, that's why I kind of gave it an 8 rather than a 9 or a 10. But overall, I liked it a lot and I'm super pleased with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a really good time putting this together, even though it was a little bit scary through parts of it. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave it in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!